Hello and welcome to our year-end Would You Rather, our first annual. With this year of 2020, what would be better to discuss rather than Contagion and Get Out, for obvious reasons for 2020. So stick with us to see what articles and real-world stuff we pull in to get us to Contagion and Get Out for 2020. It's not hard. And if you like our videos, please click the like button below and subscribe and check out our other videos on the channel. Thanks.
We could actually have picked almost any post from March 2020 onward. CNN just did our work for us by actually doing a play-by-play of Contagion, the movie.
Like there's an interview with a pandemiologist, a pandemist, whatever.
Epidemiologist, I think.
Thank you. And he goes through the video, the movie, and picks out, yeah, that's pretty right. That probably isn't right. Yeah, that's what they got to the vaccine a little quick. But overall, like everything sort of science-y wise works in this movie, which I thought was incredible.
Yeah, I mean, that was an incredibly, dangerous virus. I mean, it took out Gwyneth Paltrow and Kate Winslet. Yeah, I felt like I was watching the news as I was reviewing this movie.
One thing we gotta say, cast perfectly. All the performances are amazing and crush it. Like Matt Damon, that scene is dead.
Can I talk to her? Can I talk to her?
Just everybody in this movie crushes it.
Although the Jude Law character, and I thought he was perfectly smarmy, but it was almost like, and he's getting arrested. Why?
The arrest and the QAnon-ishness of him, and then he gets a following, and then he gets, the government arrests him for spreading false rumors.
I just felt like that was feel good for the audience, especially when it was something like $4.5 million. It felt a little Austin Powers, I'd like $1 million and then or something. And I just thought to myself, do you mean 4.5 million options? Do you mean 4.5 million crypto? I not $4.5 million. I don't know. Jude Law, come on.
Also, we have a government today that would never go after a guy for spreading false rumors. They would make him Secretary of State. Yeah.
It was interesting. Like that whole narrative, I felt like didn't work for me. But on the other hand, when I saw what was going on with Chicago and like how quickly it devolved into the craziness, we had toilet paper hoarding, but we didn't quite have that.
And this in Contagion, it's a virus that comes from a bat that then spreads to humans and is highly infectious. Now, we have to make sure, because we got a warning thing on our last video. Did you see that? They put a warning on Facebook. I tried to repost it and it wouldn't let me. But Facebook put a fact check on us on the Costa episode, because we have that article about the vaccine killing. And I said in my post that never went through anywhere except Twitter, that I love that they're fact checking. They got it wrong with us because we clearly state that the vaccine did not cause the doctor's death. We clearly say that. But I love that Facebook is fact checking.
Okay, so they caught our little thing, which isn't even actually,
and they got it wrong,
right? Yeah. So how many things are kind of going through the radar? But yeah, I mean, that kind of misinformation is a big part of that movie, Contagion.
Yeah.
The other thing that wasn't satisfying though is like, you don't really see, you see that they get to a vaccine really quickly, but then you don't see them like mitigate the actual disease.
No, they jump right into who gets the vaccine and everybody's upset about that.
Yeah.
Which remarkably has not been too bad recently. Maybe I'm missing it, but it hasn't been that bad here yet. Knock on wood. Yeah. How's Florida, by the way, in all of this? You think is Florida man going to take the vaccine, or is he just going to deal? He doesn't believe.
Unfortunately, I feel like the Florida man of the meme Florida man would not probably. I mean, it's hard for me to say. I mean, there's just the misinformation is like swirling around really, really fast.
There's a few Black people in Contagion, Fishburne and Sanaa, and some other people. I think there's even an Asian doctor. Yes.
And there's a little bit of that Asian storyline with Marianne Cotillard.
Right. In the village.
Vaccine.
Right. For the vaccine for the kids. Yes.
There was a whole montage in Asia, but of course that was silent because, well, it was kind of just a prop, right? Like what was going on in Asia was basically a prop for the rest of the movie. So it was not exactly representation. It was more like, okay, so just so you know that there's this other stuff going on, and back to Gwyneth, or like.
Let's get on to the second movie that lays in very well with 2020 retrospective, Get Out, written and directed by Jordan Peele, with again a bunch of fantastic performances. And it need not be said, but I'm going to say it because this is what we do every episode. There's lots of Black people in that movie.
Get Out. Okay. The thing that I thought about with Get Out was that scene where the friend goes to the police and is like, there's something going on. Remember?
Sex trafficking.
And I'm thinking to myself, if that happened today, like that would like spread like wildfire, like I think it should be so interesting. Like people would believe that something like that was happening.
Oh, I see.
Like it's just like,
and this movie's only 4 years old.
Exactly. So I don't know that you could have that scene today. I mean, I get it, like why they had it, but like I'm just wondering in like today's landscape, right? If someone says this is what they're doing to Black people, like, yeah, I think people would be like, and worse, like I think people would be like, you don't know the half of it.
Right. So to lay it into today, you have the 3 Black people in the movie who have already been converted. Fantastic scene. No.
I do something.
It just made me think of right before the election. Do you remember this became a thing? There were a few sort of prominent Black people who said, I'm not caping for the Democrats if they didn't go all the way Trump, right? And there was this idea that there are Black, especially Black rich people who are down with Trump, right? Are down with all of that.
For sure. Herman Cain, Ben Carson. I mean, there's no shortage of that going on.
There's a narrative that's going around, right? That there's a lot more Black that actually are with Trump, that are with everything he said. And I thought that tied in perfectly with Get Out. I mean, let's do it. We just did live through 2020. If you got to live through a world with a pandemic like Contagion, or you have to live through a world where they're running around trying to get you, Catherine Keener's playing with her tea and putting you into the sunken place, which would you choose? Was that Shen Shen? Oh, she's asking if you could please subscribe and like this video. Thank you.
Okay, for sure. I would rather Get Out. For sure. Because first of all, I don't think I'm that easily hypnotized. So I'll just put it out there.
I agree.
I would just be like, what are you doing with the tea, lady? You're weird. And I'd be out the door. The other thing is, as you pointed out, no Asian people whatsoever figure into that narrative versus in Contagion. Wow, we get it back and silently. So we have no voice. We just are like faceless victims in that movie and terribly. And at least with Get Out, it's like, okay, you guys duke it out. I'll just be in the sidelines, enjoying my dim sum and whatever other stereotypes I can throw in there.
Playing piano, doing some math.
Playing piano.
Right. Yeah, okay. I'm going with Contagion because the same reasons. They're after me. I wouldn't see it coming. And also with Contagion, amazingly enough, the Black people live.
Yes,
Fishburne and Sanaa live. Those are the
that is
two main
true.
Black characters. White people getting whacked left, right, and center. Silent Asians falling by the millions. Black people making it through. Stay safe, happy, merry.
Safe travels.